Hi, I'm your teacher, JSNIP4, and today in class we're going to learn what propaganda is. And notice the example I use for this propaganda. Let's see if you can detect it. Having said that, even if the subject today is actually truthful, notice how the reporter uses propaganda to stretch it out even further and take clear advantage of the situation. So let's play this little clip, as we've all heard here today.
With John Wilson and Kelly Ring.
A man in Massachusetts has been arrested now for plotting to destroy the Pentagon and the U.S. Capitol. And agents say he was going to do this with a large remote-controlled aircraft filled with explosives. This is just an extraordinary story, and reporter Adam Pellerin is in right now Framingham, I should say, for us tonight. And I guess my first question is, how'd they catch the guy? Do we know?
Yeah, this was part of an elaborate FBI sting over the last couple of years, but he was arrested at this storage facility, as you mentioned, here in Framingham late this morning. It's a place where this suspect thought he was storing these C4 explosives, these AK-47s, and other forms of artillery, but in the end, it was a part of the FBI's plan to take him down. Now, Rezwan Firdaus was arrested late this morning after a near two-year undercover investigation. Now, according to an affidavit, FBI agents undercover posing as members of Al-Qaeda approached the suspect, and that's when he allegedly divulged his terror plot. And that plot was to pack drone airplanes remote-controlled with C4 explosives and deploy them to the Pentagon and Capitol building.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Remote control airplane? Are you you weren't thinking like 747 or some kind of, Cessna, right? No, they really meant remote control airplane, like, something that's about 2 feet long, right? And I don't know how he planned on seeing that unless he had some kind of a camera system attached to it, which I do not see on any of these pictures. So how would he know how to fly that into a building? And what type of explosive could even do any kind of real big damage with that little turd of a little toy remote control airplane do? This is so funny. Al-Qaeda, the leader, Osama bin Laden, of course he's dead now. So had Osama bin Laden been alive, which we all know is fake, but let's just go with the story. If Osama bin Laden had been alive, they could have just hijacked more planes, did the job the right way. But instead, because he's dead, oh man, their mastermind went away. They can only resort to fake little toy airplanes to do these attacks, man. Boy, for a massive attack like 9/11, they had the entire United States military stand down for 2 hours while these planes flew around for at least an hour. Some of them that were en route to targets, including the Pentagon, etc., and were allowed to fly around, and our guys could not figure out where they were. They were off course, hundreds of miles away, because they were dealing with an exercise that day, a national and North American exercise of exactly what happened on 9/11. Not realizing that's exactly happening. This is not a drill. But in their minds, it has to be a drill because this is what we're doing the drill on. No, it's a real thing. And by chance, Osama bin Laden picked the exact day in which you guys were doing an exercise. Boy, that Osama bin Laden must be like psychic. Able to have the military stand down, able to fly these planes around for hours without being stopped. But now that he's dead, his second in command, whoever that may be now, his best is, let's just send some toy airplanes over there. Seriously. You have to keep a thought of mind that yes, they caught this guy. They've been dealing with him for 2 years. They gave him AK-47s. The FBI, gave him bomb-making material, C4 stuff, whatever, and then they finally nabbed him. Now, as you recall with the underwear bomber was allowed on the plane December 2009 when Kurt Haskell, lawyer in America, was on the same flight, sitting down, not on the flight yet, waiting to board the flight. When he sees this young man come up, the underwear bomber, of course he didn't know at the time that's who it was, try to get on the flight, and can hear the lady telling him, "Sir, do you have identification and a passport?" "No, I don't." "Then you can't get on the flight, sir." "But I have to get on this flight. Do you have these items?" "No." "Then you can't get on the flight." So while he sees this, he's like, well, that's kind of odd, whatever. He sees a nice, sharp-dressed, perfect American-speaking man come up, pull them all aside, Come on over here in the back security office, guys. That's the last he saw of them. Up, time to board the plane, so they board the plane. Next thing you know, hey, there's that guy who couldn't get on the plane. I guess he found his passport. That's what he was thinking. I must have found his passport or something. Whatever. And there's another passenger several rows up who during the flight is constantly filming the underwear bomber. And he's thinking to himself, that's also strange, because usually when people first fly, second time, they want to film inside the plane, they want to film outside the window, see what the clouds look like, you know. As a matter of fact, I did that myself when I first flew to California a few years ago for my first time ever. So, this guy, or this person, is just fixated on the underwear bomber. Why? He's not doing it, he's just sitting in his seat. So who was the guy with the camera? We don't know. But at the same time, how did this guy get on a plane? Because our guy let him on the plane, bypassing security, bypassing the ticket attendant, bypassing all that stuff so this guy can get on that plane. You didn't know that, did you? Go research Kurt Haskell. He's got a blog. He owns his own law firm. He was the guy who eyewitnessed that. And the FBI went and talked to him. They told him to shut up. They told him to change his story. He went to Fox News. They wouldn't listen to him. He went to CNN. They wouldn't listen to him. He went everywhere. They wouldn't listen to him. And he is so pissed off. He said on camera the other day, I'm so upset with my country. I'm so upset with the government. They are doing this on purpose. I was a patriot, and now I can't stand this country. I can't stand the people because they are covering something up here. They are complicit. So anyways, back to this old girl. Let's hear the propaganda part that I wanted you to hear, which is coming up next.
Along with an aerial assault was also supposed to be a ground attack where he and 5 other recruits used AK-47s to wipe everybody in their path out in D.C., including American women and children.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? They were going to take these AK-47. First, they're going to fly these little remote control airplanes with C4. And then they're going to use him and a couple other guys, apparently. Which is interesting because I only hear about him getting busted, not 2 other guys. Maybe the 2 other guys were the FBI informants that he thought was all of a sudden going to be his friends. So, anyways, did you catch that? Where they were going to wipe out anybody that they came in contact with over there, including women and children. And a little emphasis added there, women and children. Well, how do you know women and children specifically? Did he write that down somewhere? Did you have some kind of FBI informant information on audio tape we can listen to? Where he specified when talking to his 2 friends, which were informants, telling them, well, I can't wait to go to D.C. and crash these little fake planes, little remote control planes into this building or that, and then pull out my AK-47 and just mow everybody down, including women and children. Do you really think he said that? No. So why does this guy from Fox News have to throw that in there, including women and children? It's almost like, you know, look at me. Look at me. No, don't look over there. Look at me. Women and children. Women and children. Yeah, women and children, women and children, women and children. Fox News, you piece of crap. Shut your damn mouth and close your damn station down, you fools, you corrupt bastards, you propagandizing pieces of crap. That's what you are. And no, CNN, you're not any different with Wolf Blitzer and company. Neither is MSNBC, neither is any of them, except Russia Today. So I have to listen to a Russian-based news agency to hear real news in America. And isn't it funny that Rosie O'Donnell also said, before she got kicked off The View for voicing her opinions on 9/11, strictly World Trade Center 7, screaming that buildings don't fall straight down, especially buildings that didn't even get hit by an airplane, such as World Trade Center 7. That was the last thing she said. They went to commercial break. That was it. Shortly thereafter, she was let go. And she said, as one of her parting remarks, if you want real news in America, you have to go outside of America to get it. Isn't that a damn shame? Yes, it is. In an interesting poll recently showing that more and more and more, I don't know if it was 60% or 40%, one or the other, whatever number it is, it's gaining and going higher, of people are now getting their news and information from where? The internet. Oh boy, you can't trust that internet, man. Anybody can write anything on the internet. Some kid could be writing a blog for all we know. Yeah, that's true, but it's pretty easy to find out what's propaganda, what's nonsense, and what's not. You do have to weed through it. But once you find them sources, like your boy Jason 4, you know you found a gold mine, a diamond, whatever, amongst the garbage. So I just wanted to share that. And this is like a local news thing. This is my local news station here in basically Tampa. So it's not the big corporate Fox News, but then it is, because that's their little subsidiary, Fox. Busted again, trying to instill fear, terror, nonsense, propaganda. And again, this guy is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Just like the underwear bomber. Who knows how that's going to end, because the guy doesn't want to hire a lawyer. And because he doesn't want to hire a lawyer, they cannot call Kurt Haskell, who actually is a lawyer, and offered to help this guy, but he didn't want any help from anybody. He wants to defend himself. And all it would take is him calling Kurt Haskell up as a witness. I was an eyewitness. I witnessed this man try to get on a plane. I sat there and listened to the lady, the attendant, ticket attendant, tell him you cannot get on the plane without a passport. I then witnessed a very good American-speaking man come out of a back office, allow him to get on that plane later, because he must have, because after that, the guy got on the plane. No questions asked. That's a news story you never heard about. And if you go on TV or even on the internet to find like the Discovery Channel or History Channel, one of them did a show about, the Christmas Day bomber. Within 2 months of the event, by not even that long, I don't think. It was Christmas Day, roughly Christmas Day when it took place. By the end of January, there was news media, not news media, but commercials all over the TV saying the truth about the underwear bomber, or what, inside the underwear bomber, from start to finish, coming up next Thursday. So me, thinking I'll wake some people up on Facebook, go to Facebook. Guys, I've been seeing this commercial for the last several days. This Thursday, it's coming up. I'm telling you right now what will not be mentioned and how this will go out, and I don't even know because it hasn't even been produced yet. But I already know how the government rolls. Watch this. I nailed everything that they said they would do. They completely left out Kurt Haskell, completely left out the guy videotaping, left out everything except the fake story that we've all been told, is that this guy got on board and lit himself on fire. Nobody asked how he got on board. Did he have a passport? None. Don't go there. You're not allowed to ask that. So this is more propaganda. And again, even if this guy was coerced into joining these two people to do this, he's an idiot for doing so. But this is what we call a patsy. At the same time, it may be possible that he wasn't really willing to do it. These other guys were his friends, and maybe they're the ones who brought the weapons over, and they're the ones who kind of forced this onto him and made him complicit somehow. I am always standing by innocent till proven guilty. That's what we have in this. That's why we have the court system we have. Of course, it sucks because as soon as you do have a case like this, judge steps in. Nope, you can't bring that. You can't bring that testimony in. Nope, you can't bring that witness in. No, we're not going to show that. And no, we don't have. You can't have that either. Prosecution, what would you guys like to show? We'd like to show our FBI evidence that we created out of thin air. Okay, that's good evidence. What else would you like to show? We're going to have a third-party witness step in. Was this third-party witness there? No, he's just what we call an expert on terrorism. Yeah, we'll let him come in too. So you think you get to go in, and even though you demand a jury trial and the judge has to comply and give you a jury trial, you didn't know that there's this little thing that they can do where the judge, before anything happens, gets to dictate what evidence is allowed in, what testimony is allowed in, what things are allowed in, and what's not allowed in. So once you get a jury in there, the jury is only going to hear what the judge allows them to hear. So if that was the case and you had that power, how could you not ever win these cases? How could you not convict these people when the entire thing that you thought you were going to hear, you didn't even know half the damn story? A quarter of the story is all you get left with, and that's supposed to be fact, and it's completely biased towards the FBI nonsense evidence or whatever. And case closed. We got another terrorist, guys. See, we're doing our jobs. We got to keep paying for FEMA. We got to keep paying for Department of Homeland Security. We got to keep paying for these, Blackwater, and now they've changed their name to Z or Zan or Bozo or something, and it's still the same company, and they're still making massive war profits, and they will continue as long as we keep throwing a little bone here and there. Look, terrorist caught him. If it goes by a little up, no, the terrorist caught him before he did anything. See, guys, if we cancel all these things, how are we going to stop these guys? You guys are going to get attacked. Well, that's about it. So I got to run. I'm tired of talking about this crap.